Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I am Office Bloke Naz.
Collectively we are the Office Blokes.
Yes.
We have a Patreon.
We do.
We have indeed. Go to patreon.com, put in Office Blokes React. If you fancy supporting the channel like a load of people have done already, which has been fantastic, really appreciate it, go and check it out.
Yep, and a couple of other channels that are worth looking at.
Definitely.
Yep, Office Blokes Try, where we try stuff. And Office Blokes Podcast, where we do a podcast every Friday night, 6 p.m. British Standard Time, with a new segment. Coming Tuesdays. It's Mike and myself, and we talk everything English Premier League football.
Yeah.
So join us for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So 10 biggest houses in the world.
Mine won't be on it.
Dave's might be on it. Dave's old one that he doesn't live in anymore.
What a wood burner, that one.
That's even smaller than the house I'm in at the moment, to be fair. It's not it's a 2 up, 2 down, but
Moving
very
on
little.
up, moving on up.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of having like a 3-4 bedroom house one day, but
That'd be nice.
Nothing insane though. Not like
like these.
Well, there's only so many rooms you can use, and I think it's a bit creepy. You know, if you've got a whole wing of your house that doesn't get touched,
Yeah.
just seems a bit unnecessary to me. But
So where do you think there'll be these?
it's going to be LA places like that. Maybe
Middle
Russia.
East.
Maybe Russia.
Maybe like Abu Dhabi, places like that?
I don't know.
Big houses in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. What there is. It's got to be.
I know the Sheikh has a big one.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, but that
Phrase that.
Sheikh
has a big house.
wouldn't that be more palaces and stuff though?
That's a palace.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So I think there's like Russian oligarchs and stuff that have got these ridiculous size houses.
There's a dude in India, isn't they? Who built like he might be on here, I don't know. He built it was like a block of flats.
Oh yeah.
And I read about it. He's got something like 27 floors, and he's got one floor is like a bowling alley, another floor is like a cinema. He's got so many floors covering all his cars because he's got like an extensive range of cars and all that kind of stuff. So that's in India. I think that's in Mumbai or something like that.
I get it if you're going to have like your cinema, all your bedrooms, massive kitchen thing. You know, I get how a house can be a certain size, but you know when you're talking that sort of size and it's like just one family living in there.
They are more or less like palaces though, aren't they, when they're that
Well, it
big,
is.
you know. But
I wonder if there'll be some of the stately homes in England on there.
Let's see.
Chatsworth
Maybe.
House or somewhere like that. That's massive, isn't
maybe, yeah.
But do they don't house families.
it? I don't know.
They used to. They don't anymore.
Yeah.
They don't anymore.
I think some probably do, I think, don't they? But
Some stately homes maybe. Not as big as this.
Yeah.
no.
They're smaller than that.
Well,
Yeah.
let's do it.
A volatile real estate market has made most people cautious about buying a home. But for the ultra-rich, opulent real estate is a must. These homes redefine the meaning of luxury, with amenities fit for royalty and price tags that restrict these homes to individuals with well over $1 billion. From French chateaus to Indian mega towers, these homes sprawl to unimaginable sizes. Today we are counting down the top 10 biggest houses in the world. Mukesh Ambani is one of the wealthiest people in the world and holds the title of India's richest man with a net worth of more than $40 billion. Hence, it doesn't come as a surprise
What's that
that his
building about?
residence in Mumbai is a mansion worth a whopping $2 billion. Named Antilla, the Ambani residence is the most sought-after house in the coastal city of Mumbai and is the world's most expensive house according to some reports. The Antilla is so huge and grand that it's visible throughout Mumbai. The gargantuan skyscraper is also a major attraction for its odd and uneven shape. The building reaches 550 feet with over 400,000 square feet of interior space against the Mumbai skyline. Boasting several rooftops and helipads, the structure was designed by American-based architects on 48,000 square feet of land in downtown South Mumbai. The building's construction took 4 years to complete. There are 3 helipads on the roof, an entire floor dedicated to servicing Ambani's many cars, a health floor with a jacuzzi, indoor pool, and ice room for the family to experience snow indoors. Antilla consists of 27 floors, out of which 6 are reserved for parking that can accommodate up to 100.
Have you ever seen that parking garage that's like that? I think the first time I seen it, I think it was Volkswagen or something in Germany that demonstrated how it works. The way they just put the cars away and it brings it up on a platform, brings the
crazy,
car
isn't
you
it?
want. Yeah, it's really good. Cool engineering.
Yeah, until you think, you know what, I fancy driving the Range Rover today, and then you go, beep, beep, beep.
Yeah. I'm not sure it makes that noise, Dave.
10 minutes later, the car turns off, and you're like, oh, great. Yeah.
You like the walks.
I've been to Mumbai. You ain't getting anywhere in 10 minutes. That's probably the furthest you're going to get in 10 minutes. It's down the chute.
Yeah.
58 cars. Among many other indulgences, the house has 4 dedicated rooms for hanging gardens where residents can go to relax. It is certainly an impressive property. The The Biltmore Estate is an enormous private home and tourist attraction in Asheville, North Carolina. The main residence is a chateau-esque style mansion built by George Washington Vanderbilt II between 1889 and 1895 and is the largest privately owned house in the United States at 178,926 square feet of floor space and 135,280 square feet of living area. Still owned by George Vanderbilt's descendants, it remains one of the most prominent examples of the Gilded Age architecture. George Washington Vanderbilt II was an heir to the Vanderbilt fortune, which was amassed through steamboats, railroads, and various business enterprises. Construction of the house began in 1889 and continued well into 1896. In order to facilitate such a large project, a woodworking factory and brick kiln, which produced 32,000 bricks a day, were built on site, and a 3-mile railroad spur was constructed to bring materials to the building site. Construction on the main house required the labor of well over 1,000 workers and 60 stonemasons. Vanderbilt went on extensive buying trips overseas as construction on the house was in progress. He returned to North Carolina with thousands of furnishings for his newly built home, including tapestries, hundreds of carpets, prints, linens, and decorative objects, all dating between the 15th century and the late 19th century. Among the few American-made items were the more practical oak drop-front desk, rocking chairs, a walnut grand piano, bronze candlesticks, and a wicker wastebasket. Today, the estate is one of Asheville's biggest tourist attractions, and the estate is valued at about $300 million.
It's a big old building.
See,
It's classic.
I don't know what it's like in the US compared to the UK, but a lot of these big stately homes now, they're cheap for what they are. If you ever go on Rightmove and set it to the most expensive, there's no market for it, and they can't sell them.
Especially in Wales. Wales has a good value for money, but
Yeah.
what you've got is you find that the renovation costs.
Yeah, that's why.
He's back in any kind of like living space.
Yeah.
He's
They
massive.
absolutely probably need millions spending on them, don't they? Just for the upkeep and get them up to scratch. And
That's it. I've seen some of them where like 2-3 million quid can get you this ridiculous estate, you know, like 200-300-year-old country manor, but £1 million a year maintenance costs.
yeah, of course.
And it's like, who's going to do that, really, unless you've got billions or whatever, you know, and it's peanuts to you.
Exactly.
But I don't know if it's like that in America, because they're probably built more modern than the British equivalents, so they might not need as much maintenance.
They've been maintained throughout the years. A lot of the British ones haven't been maintained. You look at like places like you look at the embassy that was down the road here.
Yeah, that just fell down, didn't it?
Just left it.
I think, was that the Iranian embassy?
I think it was the Iranian embassy.
It was somewhere where there was a conflict.
It was an Iranian consulate, not an embassy. It was a consul
in Dunham.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
I think it's being built on now.
It's been rebuilt.
Yeah.
Wow.
According to Forbes, Joseph Safra is the second richest Brazilian and the world's richest banker, with a net worth of $15.9 billion. He heads the banking and investment empire Safra Group. The Safras are one of the most prominent Brazilian families. At their magnificent estates in Sao Paulo, Brazil, business deals are sealed for massive sums. Family affairs have always been conducted far from the spotlight's glare. The three brothers never betrayed any hint of internal conflict that is bound to exist with family ventures and massive financial dealings. They have a policy of resolving differences by coming to mutual resolution, always within the family, away from public scrutiny. Though the Safra palaces are not open to the public, those close to the family describe them as extraordinarily beautiful, even by the standards of Sao Paulo's community of millionaires. This Californian-style residence spreads over a vast area of 230,000 square meters. It comprises 103 rooms, 24 of which are bedrooms with luxurious marble ensuite bathrooms. The house also features beautifully landscaped gardens, as well as private woodland, in addition to its renowned feature, a $3 million heated marble driveway. And of course, a house this big does not lack for a swimming pool. There are 5 swimming pools in the mansion, including an infinity pool. And if swimming is not your sport of choice, the house also includes a fully automated 2-lane bowling alley, a squash court, and a tennis court. If all that's not enough, this giant mansion includes a customizable cinema with a 50-seat capacity as well. The estate is valued at $138 million.
Wow. See, the practical things, you know, the tennis courts, the swimming pools, all that sort of stuff, I get that completely, because if you had the money and you could have that sort of, you know, your cinema room, and you can, with the family, get the popcorn out, and it's like being in the cinema. Definitely, without a doubt. But 24 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Well, the way I look at it is, some of these people don't want to venture outside their own little bubble.
Right.
So for security reasons as well as
That makes
other
sense.
reasons.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people have to sleep. A lot of people with this kind of money have to sleep with one eye open type thing.
Yeah.
And have an entourage of security.
So instead of going out, you get
Bring the
everyone
people
to come
to
to
you,
you, everyone can
suppose,
sleep. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. True.
I've not got that many people want to come and stay with me.
Lives in a studio.
Witanhurst, London's largest private house, was built between 1913 and 1920 on an 11-acre plot in
Like
Highgate,
a
a wealthy
school to me.
hilltop neighborhood north of the city center. First owned by Arthur Crossfield, an English soap magnate, the mansion was designed in the Queen Anne style and contained 25 bedrooms, a 70-foot-long ballroom, and a glass rotunda. The views from its gardens over Hampstead Heath and across the capital were among the loveliest in London. For decades, party
Hampstead Heath.
Heath. Did he say Hearth?
Hearth.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even say that.
at Witanhurst attracted potentates and royals, including in 1951 Elizabeth, the future queen. Witanhurst was bought by the family of the Russian billionaire Andrei Guryev through an offshore company called Safra Holdings, located in the tax haven of the British Virgin Islands for £50 million in 2008. It has 65 rooms spread across 3 floors, including 25 bedrooms. One of the largest is the ballroom, measuring 70 feet long with a height of 20 feet. It has oak flooring and the timber wall panels are in walnut, with carved cornices embellished with gold leaf. Other rooms are the drawing room, study, entrance hall, and staircase, and most of the bedrooms are all in an opulent classical style. Other richly decorated rooms include the dining room, Chinese room, billiard room, and the gallery hallway. Access to the property is via a 3-fingered gatehouse. When remodeling is complete, it will spread over 90,000 square feet, second in size only to Buckingham Palace.
What's ring modelling?
Impressive.
What's he talking about?
What did he say?
He said when ring modelling is complete, it'll span over blah, blah, blah. And then it showed some plans that was like, it looked like underground.
It's just like remodelling, is it? Is
So
that what
did
it
he
means?
say remodelling?
He might have said remodelling.
So that the building, all that stuff underneath
So
it.
all that's underground, isn't it?
Sounds like a fucking board game called Cluedo.
Does a
All
little
these
bit.
rooms they've got.
That to me though just looks like a school. That style of
That sort
building.
of style, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks a bit sort of a more formal type of
Yeah.
establishment, doesn't
I
it?
see what you mean.
It's kind of uniform, and then it's been extended
Yeah,
over the
sure.
years and
Yeah.
stuff.
I've never been to a school that looks like that.
Pretty impressive inside, though.
90,000 square feet, second in size only to Buckingham Palace. David Siegel made his money in timeshares, but ironically when it came time for his own place, he decided to build the property. In fact, he's still building 10 years later and is not quite finished. By some estimates, his Versailles will be the single largest residence in the country at around 90,000 square feet. The name is an apt choice, as it's modeled on the famous French palace, and it's indeed palatial. The waterfront estate on a 10-acre Lake Butler peninsula with almost a mile and a half of shoreline is scheduled to have all the usual bells and whistles. 2 theaters, 10 kitchens, a 20-car garage, 2 elevators, 3 pools, and a bowling alley, indoor roller rink, and arcade, just one of each. The doors and windows were constructed using some of the last remaining Brazilian mahogany at a cost of $4 million. Exterior walls are precast concrete with Pavonazzo marble veneer. The entryway will feature a 30-foot stained glass domed oculus, and the residence will have 10 staff quarters, each with a jacuzzi and a kitchen. The 13-bedroom home is expected to sell for more than $100 million when construction is finally complete. The project will be the 4th most expensive home in the United States.
Wow.
I thought he's building it for himself, that guy.
That's what
I
it
thought
said,
that's
didn't
what
it?
it said, yeah.
I think these things, though, they're so personalised to the person that's building it that you might spend $100 million building it and then people just come in and go, nah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
all relative
absolutely,
as
yeah.
well, though, because
Yeah.
if you can afford a £1 million home, right, a $1 million home, you're still going to change it to your taste. If you buy a £500,000 home, you're still going to change it. So if you buy a
Yeah.
£500 million home, you're still going to change it. 'Cause
Yeah.
You've got that kind of money.
You've probably
to
still
change
got
it.
another $50 million to spend on it. So,
Whatever it may be, if
yeah,
you've got that
true.
kind of money to
Yeah.
change whatever you want, you're buying in the realm you can afford. You're always going to change it for your style.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you bought that 27-story building in Mumbai, don't know, you'd probably change it to offices.
Yeah.
No, I think, well, most normal people just, they get a house and they get a different colour scheme for the kettle and the toaster and then maybe decorate a bit.
The world's next largest home is Villa Leopolda, located on the French Riviera of France. It has a total of 8 hectares in land, what is equivalent to 8 football fields. The house was built for the Belgian King Leopold II, who paid 1 franc for the land in 1902. In 1915, it became a hospital, and later in 1950, it was bought by Giovanni Agnelli, owner of the
He owns Fiat Group, I think, does he?
Does he?
Oh, is that what it is?
Which is Ferrari and all that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But isn't there a story behind this house?
I'm not sure.
Recently, or a couple of years ago,
I don't know.
Sure,
I
doesn't
don't
ring a bell
know.
at the moment.
there's someone in there.
Do you mean something
Thought it was-
sketchy?
Yeah, someone either got murdered or someone who was hiding out there, something like that. Let's see if it mentions it here anyway.
Okay.
Italian car brands Fiat and Ferrari. Later on, the banker Edmund Safra bought the house, but after his tragic death, the mansion was owned by his widow, Lily, which she eventually sold to Prokhorov. Via Leopolda is currently owned by a Russian tycoon Mikhail Prokhorov, who bought the mansion for 300 million euros on August 8, 2008. The mansion is located in the hills of Villefranche-sur-Mer and Beaulieu-sur-Mer, a few kilometers from the Mediterranean city of Nice. It has a garden of almost 8 hectares, with different olive, lemon, and orange trees that require more than 50 full-time workers to take care of it. The mansion, amongst others, has a room of 400 square meters and 12 pools. The main house contains 19 deluxe rooms, 14 bathrooms, antique furniture, and terraces. You can also find sports courts, a bowling alley, and even a movie theater. As expected, it also contains valuable marble and old period artwork. It's been featured in many TV shows and has appeared in Forbes magazine, as it's considered one of the most important properties in the history of Europe. House shopping millionaires can almost always have their pick when it comes to real estate, whether it's a sprawling Georgia manor or a space in a ritzy DC suburb. But a new mega mansion recently hit the market with a price tag only the super rich can afford, $500 million.
Wow.
When it goes on sale, it would become the most expensive home in the United States, eclipsing the Chartwell Estate, known as the setting of the Beverly Hillbillies, and currently on the market for $350 million. Sweeping in every direction is a panoramic...
Isn't this the house that was on Selling Sunset? Did you ever watch Selling Sunset?
No, I didn't.
On Netflix.
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, they had a house for sale in the I don't know if it was Beverly Hills or it was in somewhere in Los Angeles, but it looks similar to that.
So I think a lot of these houses are, they're just going to be used for TV productions and stuff because no one can afford it. There's maybe a handful of people that can afford it, but they're going to be very picky people who know exactly what they want.
You think they're probably empty quite a lot of the year round as well, because these people own them are usually very, very sort of like successful, aren't they? Successful people running big companies who you'd expect to be bobbing around the world. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't expect them to be sort of at home sort of all the time, would you? You'd expect them to be flying around the world and all sorts, wouldn't you?
You know what house I keep seeing is the house from The Sopranos. In TV shows, I'm sure, and I'll probably be wrong and get slated for this, but I'm sure it's the house from Cobra Kai.
I've not seen that.
Or am I
seen that? Yeah,
maybe I'm confusing two different things.
Have you ever seen the Trials of Jimmy Rose?
No.
With Ray Winston?
No,
don't think so.
Watch that, see if you recognise the house.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
right. Is
yeah.
that what right? I know what you mean now.
I know. Yeah, I just knew that Ray Winston was filming there.
I can't remember what it's called, but
it's weird seeing it.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
View of Los Angeles and the Pacific Ocean. Beneath the main building is a gargantuan glass and marble residence with moats, 4 swimming pools, 20 bedrooms, a nightclub, a bowling alley, a cinema, and walls and ceilings made of jellyfish aquariums. The developer bought the lot, which included a 10,000 square foot house for $28 million in 2012. 6 years and lots of bulldozers later, a 105,000 square foot behemoth fills the site. LA has since tightened building regulations, so another home on this scale is unlikely. This was a huge gamble for the developer, and 7 years later he still hasn't found a buyer. However, the one is certain to be someone's dream home someday.
I'm sure that's the one Selling Sunset.
Right.
At 1 billion Chinese yuan, or $149 million, this mansion is the most expensive home ever sold in mainland China. The 1,663-acre estate is named Taohuayuan, which translates to Utopia, or Peace Blossom Land, located on a private island on the city of Suzhou's Dushu Lake. It comes complete with 32 bedrooms, a cavernous wine cellar, a lakeside swimming pool, and breathtaking gardens, modeled on a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This record-breaking home is surrounded by Dushu Lake and covers a staggering 1,663 acres. Wow. Traditional Chinese landscaping gives this 3-year-old home a heightened sense of age and grandeur.
3 years
All
old.
32 bedrooms are south-facing for optimal sunlight. The 72,441 square foot mansion took 3 years to build, and all brickwork was handcrafted by Jiangshanbang traditional architectural and building workers. The interior is equally as spectacular, with a beautiful wine cellar which looks large enough to store a lifetime supply of alcohol. Because of China's privacy laws, no one knows exactly who owns this incredible mansion, but it's certain that they have money to burn.
That's my favourite out of the lot so far. Just character-wise, everything. It's just
really
it's
nice,
stunning,
isn't
wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a few I like on here. There's a few that I'm not keen on, but
That
down to taste. But that looked really smart.
The one before that in LA, too modern, too square edges, white glass. Like that's not for me whatsoever. I mean, I'm not going to be putting in an offer anytime soon.
Shall I phone them and let them know?
No, let's just string them along for a bit longer.
You're still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Dave says no.
You know,
that one. I want that one.
You know, there's loads of like millionaire TikTokers in America that have got a mansion together. Have you seen that, where they all live together and film? So the Office Blokes mansion
in Altrincham.
Yeah,
we'd have to have it in Hale, wouldn't we? Hale or Hale Barnes.
Yeah.
I'll piss the neighbours off.
Yeah.
I love that name. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Pensmore is one of the largest homes in the United States, located in the Ozark Mountains near Highlandville, Missouri, that spreads more than 72,000 square feet, reaches 5 stories, contains 14 baths, 13 bedrooms, has exterior walls 12 inches thick, and was designed to survive earthquakes, tornadoes, and bomb blasts, and whose construction lasted from 2008 to 2016. With its owner Stephen T. Huff telling the Kansas City Star in 2015 that the house should stand for 2,000 years. Huff says the house will withstand an earthquake, bomb blast, and a direct hit from an F5 tornado. Turrets reaching high from that Christian County mountaintop practically spit in the eye of the twister. This is how homes, hospitals, schools, and retirement facilities should be built, he says. Seen for miles in all directions, this mountain crescendo, one of the largest houses in America, reaches into the Ozark sky like a mix of French chateau, university building, and something out of a fantasy movie. A herd of exotic hogs roam the surrounding woods, and rumors about secret tunnels just thicken the plot. Conspiracy theories abound that this property will be used by the Illuminati in the case of an apocalypse.
Yeah, there's a few red flags there for me.
Oh, yeah.
What is he up to that he thinks he's going to need a house that can withstand a bomb blast for a start?
From a tornado.
Wild exotic hogs running around. What are you talking about? Wild boar are vicious. You don't want wild boar running around.
You don't
your
want them
house.
anywhere near your property, do you?
Like I say, when you got that kind of money.
Wow.
Yeah, that when you've got that kind of money, you either die in a quad biking accident or you go and get mauled by a wild boar outside your house, and then all of your relatives fight over your fortune for the next 10 years.
All the wild boars are stopping people coming to visit you.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
That's true. But yeah, that one, there's something about that. I don't know. It can
Not
withstand
sure
a hit
about
from an F5 tornado.
And a bomb blast.
Yeah, why?
Were you expecting someone to come and bomb blast you, are you?
What are you up
doing?
to? He's expecting some wild exotic hogs to
you
come
up
and
to?
blast him.
Exactly.
Junk bond billionaire Ira Rennert has a massive house in the Hamptons. It's also pretty controversial. The business mogul, who Forbes says is worth $5.9 billion, was recently in court defending the funding of his Sagaponyak estate. Representatives of a now-defunct mining business he used to own claimed he looted the company to build it, and in late February he was ordered to pay back at least $118 million in damages. But the mansion, constructed for about $110 million but now valued at closer to $400 million, has been the center of a number of controversies since Rennert built it in the 1990s. The estate actually includes 4 different houses for a total of 110,000 square feet. The main house alone has 29 bedrooms, 39 bathrooms, a basketball court, movie theater, and bowling alley. In addition to 3 swimming pools and miles of private shoreline, there's a hot tub valued at more than $150,000. The property taxes alone are $650,000 every year, more than enough to buy an incredible home somewhere else.
Yeah, all in the scheme of things, isn't it?
Some absolutely amazing houses.
Absolutely.
But again, I know I'm not in the market for one of these houses, but it's not for me something that grand and that ridiculous. Even with all that money,
they're absolutely huge, aren't they? I mean, just how would you get the use out of all those that many rooms? And you know,
I think some people are flamboyant, and some people just have that kind of thing because they live in their own bubble, and that's the way they have to live for unknown reasons.
I suppose if they've got loads of money as well, it is an investment as well, isn't it? Invest in property, and I suppose they're thinking, you know, put the money somewhere and build something grand.
I don't think that type of property is an investment because they're so niche. And I know nothing about it, but I just think $400 million house, there's not a lot of buyers out there.
Yeah.
And $650,000 a year property tax, but you can't sell it, and you might be stuck with it for 20 years when you want to move. Seems like a bit of a lead balloon. Really.
I don't think they're looking at it from that perspective, but
well, that's why I'm saying I just don't think it's an investment.
I'm not into the grandeur of massive houses like that. It's like similar to you. You know, there's a style that you've got in your mind that you want to live in. I'd love to live in a castle.
I would
like convert a castle, like a portion of it, have it converted to a house, and the rest of it would be, you know, as is sort of thing.
Big time, I would.
Yeah, and it's but
there you go.
Office
Blokes Castle.
You know, like we get the one in Wales that they do. Shitty jungle show from whatever it's called.
Is it Bangor Castle? One of them is for sale currently for something like 150 grand, but it's a portion of the castle and the rest of it is used by either World Heritage or the National Trust or someone. Yeah. So the grounds are still open as a tourist attraction, and more than half the castle is, but you will own it's like a leasehold for 99 years over this bit of the castle.
Yeah.
So when you look into it, it's like that's not owning a castle whatsoever.
No, but you're living in it. I mean, we've looked at, there was a house in Mere,
right,
which is a part of the old Mere country estate.
Yeah.
And the house is in there.
Is it a similar thing?
It's in the main house. It's an apartment in the main house. And we looked at the house and I was like, it's cool to live in because it's a cool looking building.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
But I was like, is it me?
Yeah.
I used to love watching Grand Designs and stuff like that. And when people take on an old castle that's been falling down, I love it.
They can do some amazing things,
Proper labour of love, though, isn't it, when people do that?
I do like that programme, I must admit.
But it's good to see that, though. It's some big houses there. Biggest houses in the world.
I think big houses make me a little bit sad, though, because growing up somewhere where there is quite a lot of big houses not too far away, and I used to go for walks at night sometimes, and I'd look at these huge houses and think, how many of those rooms are in use now, or how many people are in that house? And you kind of look at it and think, what if there was 4 people in there and there's enough room for 400? And I think that's quite sad, to be fair.
Yeah, I could see where you're coming from.
There's just something a little bit tragic about it for me.
Well, I know people who've moved into bigger houses because they've got the finances that can do that.
Yeah.
And I've gone round to the house, visited them, and like you say, they only live in one little room.
Yeah.
Or one little part of the house, and you think,
what's
why
the
are you
point?
using the other side of it? And and they buy it for stature. Yes.
No,
it's all status thing, and it's
it?
like, look at me, I've got this big house, and it's because they can afford it. They let them do it.
Massively.
So each to their own is what I say.
It's a status symbol, isn't it? A lot of it.
Yeah.
Without a
Same
doubt.
as your cars. Do you need a flash car? Or are you all right in the?
I don't.
You've got a flash car. I've seen you in your Lamborghini, driving down in your Lambo.
To be fair, though,
Megan Thee Stallion blasting at the McDonald's drive-through.
Blasting Megan McStallion. Megan McStallion.
You're large with that. That's large fries with that Megan McStallion.
That's the Scottish Megan Thee Stallion. Megan McStallion blasting her in the Lambo. I think that's the joke I was trying to get out when I said Megan McStallion.
First time I heard it called
I just worried about you blasting her in the Lambo. Was it with your finger or was it?
No, it was not.
Move on quick.
Making some McBabies. None of us have got $1 billion in the bank, and we can't say what we'd do if we had $1 billion.
True.
Of us might be living in one of these houses if we had $1 billion, to be fair.
Yeah, if you got that much money, then
you lose touch with reality and you just go, I'll buy that.
Like I always say, if I won mega money, you'd never know. I wouldn't change.
Yeah.
Wouldn't change my lifestyle. So they keep it exactly the same.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Living life in the fast lane.
Yeah.
Drugs, rock and roll.
Surströmming. Yeah.
But anyway, oh, you guys enjoyed that too. We're only joking at the end, by the way.
And
don't forget, like and subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.